You can crop these videos too, Kate.
Yeah. Hello there, I'm your friendly neighbourhood fangirl, and I've wanted to cosplay a cartoon saloon character ever since I became a fan of their films. Song of the Sea is my favourite, because its message surrounding emotional repression really stuck with me, and I ended up having to watch it again just to take all the gorgeous imagery in. Through it, I learnt that emotions are like waves of energy, and the ripples on the water inside your mind represent how you act on them. So it's no surprise that I was drawn to the character that started this ripple effect for the others, Bronagh. Her disappearance at the start of the film is the stone dropping into the sea, her very name meaning sorrow, which is the wave that keeps breaking on everybody else. She isn't on screen that much, but the darkness and mystery surrounding her character really interested me, so I decided to cosplay a younger version of her. I think I'm the first one to do this on social media too. And from that cosplay point of view, Bronagh's design is very simple, so piecing her look together is very easy. I didn't draw my own design for Bronagh, because the images I found on the internet while digitally scrapbooking my inspiration page were simple enough for me to get a grasp on what I wanted to do. By the way, I don't own any images in this video except my own photos and videos. I've definitely found a love of cosplaying cartoon characters. It's like I'm bringing them from their world into ours. The biggest problem you face is making that look realistic, if that's what you're going for. So I used fox fur instead of white cotton fabric for the selkie coat, for example, so it would look as well as feel realistic. We'll get to that soon, but first some information on selkies, because being a selkie is the main part of Bronagh's character. Selkies are described as seals with the ability to take on a human form, and are traditionally found in Celtic mythology. They quite literally live between two worlds, which is what the fantasy aspect of Song of the Sea embraces. Otherwise, the film is not the most totally accurate representation of selkies. It focuses more on the themes surrounding the lore, like sorrow, as I mentioned earlier. I found this pink nightgown in a second-hand shop on a travelling trip recently, and I thought it was the perfect colour for this cosplay. I just have to wear it back to front so you don't see all this. Looking at the length, the dress Bronagh wears in the concept art stops around her knees, but it's much longer in the movie. So mine stopping around my ankles didn't bother me. It cost $5. A selkie's coat in Song of the Sea is what they wear to take on their seal form underwater, and I found this easy tutorial by Guiding Bolt that worked very well, requiring the least amount of sewing possible, so don't be scared if you've only sewn small things. Just be ready to buy a lot of fabric. I got my white fox fur from Spotlight for around $100 and it measured 3.5 meters by 150 centimeters. The first thing you want to do is find a big space to lay out your fabric, and then you fold the length of it in half, good side on the inside. Then you follow this diagram to cut out the cape part. I'll go over the steps quickly, but definitely watch Guiding Bolt's tutorial for the details. On your square, you want to trace and cut the outside of a quarter circle from one corner to another, like this. Then you cut a neck hole out of the other corner. This big piece of fabric will unfold into a half circle shape. And if the long edge looks like it might fray, you're best to sew a little hem, which is what I did with help from my mum. This actually took us the longest amount of time compared to everything else. With the spare fabric left over from the square, you follow this diagram to cut out the hood. We measured 55 centimeters for the opening and 32 centimeters in for the neck. But while sewing the two pieces together, we realized this was too big, and in the end our hood looked like this. Then you attach your hood to your cape and try it on, pinning the pieces together at your throat. And that's the cloak, or coats in our circumstances, finished. After already spending a lot of money in the clothes category, I stepped back from making the shell ocarina and turned to something I already had the resources for. In Song of the Sea, straight lines often represent danger, and circular lines, specifically concentric circles, represent comfort and magic and mystery. I wanted to keep that second theme, and the first thing that came to mind for me was an embroidery hoop. Reading Mystical Stitches by Christy Johnson, I've been teaching myself how to embroider, and for this cosplay I decided to stitch 2 little seals as prop decorations. You'll need fabric, 2 embroidery hoops, 2 pictures of the seals you want to stitch. The links to where I got mine are in the description. White, grey and black embroidery thread, fabric scissors and normal scissors, a pen or a pencil, and an embroidery needle. First you cut out the seals and 2 squares of fabric that will fit your hoops. Hopefully your fabric is fairly light so then you can trace the first seal onto a square and put it in a hoop. I just used a back stitch and a running stitch for everything, starting with the outlines in black, then the inside and eyes in white, and then just the little nose in grey. Follow the same process for your second seal, switching the colours according to the design. When you're finished with your embroidery, take it out and cut the square of fabric into a circular shape that will fit better with your hoop. Position it and you're done. For my hair, I just kept it in plaits overnight, so it had soft natural waves when I took it out for the photo shoot. This is a trick I use often. For makeup, I used primer, concealer, mascara, pink blush and white eyeshadow that had a glittery shine to it. And we're done. It took the weather quite a while to clear up, but eventually I went out with a friend to a nearby beach for my Bronagh photo shoot. Although we didn't see any seals, the feeling of being near water again after watching such a magical movie featuring the sea as a central setting was wonderful. Thank you for watching. Here's some footage.
Wait, can you read it? Hang on. I keep falling. Alright.
Oh, my hair. Yes, alright.
Not gonna lie, I think I tripped on a rock.
Oh, this is so fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We can do more things like this, like if we do a walk. I don't know how far we can drive. If we do cute little like drives and find pretty places to take pics.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
So this is a very like, yeah, thinking about my cosplays, like where I've gone for this is like the most effort I've put into going to a place.
And it's paid off because the photos are amazing.
Yeah. How can you drive like a not normal person?
Oh.
Nope.
Go away.
Hi, bestie. A fence. How good.
Fence. House.
I've read 2 of my new books.
Oh, already?
Yeah, well they were comics.
Oh, no.
Now I'm gonna
Are they
read.
good?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna read. Oh yeah, I bought another. I bought a book yesterday. We went to Pet Sharks yesterday
Oh
afternoon,
man.
and I got it with the money that I got from my birthday.
Oh.
And then
What one was it yesterday that you bought?
I got this new School for Good and Evil book.
Oh yeah?
Yes. And I've already read 10 chapters.
What? When did you have time for that?
This morning.
I'll tell you when the colourful.
This one's a no.
Hello.
Hi. I would be a good paparazzi person.
Yeah. Is it down there? No. You would, so sneaky.
Like a ninja.
Yeah. Colourful. Here, I'll go down here. Oh wait, they're on my side though. I'll show you them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're cute.
I'll turn around then they'll be on your side.
Yeah, I'm one of those people with the camera. When I know that I'm going to take a photo or a video, I turn it on. And then immediately I turn it off afterwards. Does that drain battery? Like, should you just keep it on? Or...
I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.